Podcast City Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Deathmatch Russell Podcast. Let's get it on!
Come into the ring, step into the fire, see what you want, baby. If your heart has desire, get out, get knocked down. Deathmatch Russell Podcast, Deathmatch Russell Podcast, Deathmatch Russell Podcast.
And good evening, everyone. You're listening to another. Whoop, what happened there? Why am I frozen? Oh, there you go. Good evening, everyone. You're listening to another episode of the Deathmatch Russell Podcast. And my guest tonight, the one and only rugged Gabe Wilder. How you doing, man?
I'm doing real good, man. Real good.
You just what's going on with you? How you been? Pretty good?
Oh yeah, just normal. Wrestle every weekend. Love every bit of it.
That's the name of the game. And and you do it 2L, and I appreciate that. Everybody gets their time in, and you go into the ring, and it's your world. It's your law, behind those ropes. I like that. That's a new term I'm using. Law behind the ropes. Why not, right? But yeah. So what do you got planned for this week? Or did you have any matches this past weekend? Or did you have anything?
Last week I wrestled for USWX, and yeah, it was very fun. I got to wrestle somebody I train with regularly. He's new to the game. But this coming weekend, I got my home promotion, Metroplex Wrestling. And
it's always great to be home, and you know what I mean? Like, you're at your local promotion, you're just showing everybody. It's just a great time,
Oh yeah.
It's just but who you gonna be taking on? Who's your who?
Devion Black. He's a former graduate from the Rhodes Academy. I've had the pleasure of being in the ring with him once before, so
yeah,
just to have him in a singles match is gonna be way more fun.
That's cool. Yeah, and plus, if you so his moveset already, so you'll be one step ahead of him, though, right?
Of course.
But yeah, it sounds like you got a lot coming up. There's so much. We'll plug it later. Plug that later, but at the end. But what got you into wrestling as a kid? What made you want to become a wrestler?
Oh, wow.
Up? Let's go back to the roots. Right?
First I saw was Jeff Hardy versus The Undertaker, and the ladder match they had. And watching Jeff Hardy, instant became a fan. And I think a lot of people, usually the Hardy Boys are their favorite ones, and that was one of mine. And I think I came into the wrestling scene of watching it. I think it was like after the Attitude Era, with the start of Ruthless Aggression. So I got to the pleasure of all that, seeing all of them grow, like John Cena, Batista, and all of them. But what got me into it took me a little bit to get in the business of just that confidence level of like thinking I could do it.
Yeah.
And then I went and the first independent promotion I saw was actually Metroplex Wrestling. And once I saw them, I was like, oh, I got to do this. Weird place where I started out, though, was a Christian Wrestling Federation. Believe it or not, them dudes can throw down for some Christians.
Yes. It's gotta be kind of like, you're like, oh man, this is so different. I cannot curse. I have to be on my best behavior.
Yeah, basically.
Because you got like a minister or some, like churchgoer guy there,
But it made me grow as an adult of learning to watch what I say, because a lot of wrestling, and I was one of those kids wrestling, but they
Right.
cussed up a storm, just not as bad.
Exactly. Exactly. And you're like, all right, mom, guess what? I'm going to a church. I'm going to go be in a Christian in a different wrestling, like a church wrestling, It's, it's there's a lot like there's a lot of those out there though. People don't realize, you know?
Yeah, they've been around for like 20 years, and they had been doing it for so long. And I had found out about it because it was close to where I was living at the time. And the one thing I liked about them was that they were straight up with you of how much it costs to train and all that, and what is required of you. And I was like, oh, then that's nothing. I got this.
Yeah, they probably had like the thinner ropes back then, and like it was just like
Oh,
little. God, you were probably like, what is this like?
it has the tightest ropes I've ever had to run. Like my
Yeah.
back bruised and swollen and all of that.
Yeah, the first pay your dues, you got to deal with that first bump, and you're like, all right, I could let me see what this is like, but
Yeah, normally I have
days
to just to
days
feel my.
after just days after, you're like, oh shit, I got to do this now for okay, but I can do it. I can take the pain, right? You're like, I can do this. It's mindset over matter.
Very to start because you're putting your body through this pain that you've never felt and thinking, wow, can I get used to this? Like, I'm going to be feeling this all the time. But as I once I got past that barrier, it was smooth sailing from there.
And then you just kept on going and going.
Sure.
One time, and just titles after title, try to reach the gold. I'm sure you've been.
I've gotten the pleasure of winning 3 so far, and I'm grateful for any opportunity I get.
Keep on. That's what it's about, man. It's competition. You want to keep on getting more and more belts. It's like you see that. It's like those guys on like Matt Cardona. Like you see how many belts these guys have. It's like, come on, really? Like you really need all these belts?
That dude's been killing it since he had left.
He has been. He's on a roll. I think he needed that little break from Game Changer just to show who he is as a wrestler on the not on the. He could be a douche, but play the role really good. Yeah.
And since doing this, it's actually inspired a lot of like my family members and like my friends, seeing that I'm achieving a dream. Like even my little brother is a pro wrestler too. I don't think I should say his name just so I don't break that. So.
Good for him. Good for him. That's a generation. It's a good thing. It's a blood thing. Yeah. But battle royals, hardcore matches over the years, like just all the fun stuff, right?
Yeah. I haven't had the pleasure of like doing an actual hardcore match. So when I do, it's gonna be fun.
That's a payoff there, man. That's like it's a fun day in the park,
Yeah. What's funny, the actually kind of one hardcore match I was in, it was a playground rules. So it was other faced each other in the match.
Right.
So it was the concept of basically using playground
equipment.
Weapons.
Yeah.
Like we even used a Paw Patrol table, and we had the crowd control. Like that's how.
Man, that sounds like one of those like. That sounds like one of those like backyard kind of, like we can do this in the backyard, kids. Watch this.
it was fun. Like I had super fun.
Not like that crazy, stupid superhuman. Shout out to him. Stupid human, right? He's superhuman. Still around. Shout out to that kid. Good, brave kid. Yeah. You're like, all right, what the hell is he gonna do today? But he gets a kick out of it, He really does. He likes
every time.
I know. And if it wasn't for Joey to teach him or Jimmy, I don't know. These guys just come up the line. You never know who's, but I'm sure you're seeing now. It's deathmatch wrestling has come a long way.
Oh yeah, I respect every bit of it. Like it's still wrestling. It's just adding weapons into it. A lot of my good friends deathmatch wrestler or love deathmatch and deathmatch wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
So I will.
Mm-hmm.
I'll think about doing that. I'm not 100% positive.
No, like a Stam Sackhouse. Shout out to him. Like he's one of those guys that's doing it, and or like AJ Gray. A lot of these guys that you see on the scene today are John Wayne Murdoch's to just I'm sure you've seen that. Like you're just like, wow, there's a lot of guys out west too, or in the Texas area, and just proving who they are, But maybe you'll get up there. That's right, bucket list too, right?
Yeah,
bucket.
I got to prove how rugged I am.
Mm-hmm. Put a scar on the body, right? As you could say that I took this from learning from the greats, like Mick Foley to Terry Funk to Nick Mondo, to Japanese, Japanese wrestlers, or even the one and the only Masada from Texas as well. You can't forget about that.
Oh yeah, I haven't had the pleasure of meeting him, and I would love that opportunity to meet him, just so I can get his knowledge of it all, just to see like would I be able to do it.
Right.
I would, we'll see.
It's just a little prick. That's it.
Yeah. We'll find the right time to do it.
Yeah, but so getting back to where we said about what was your first experience going to shows as a kid, as well, like going.
So here's the
out. Yeah,
I've never been to a WWE event, WWF, none of it. I've only been to 2 independent promotions just to watch the one show. Because I just told myself the next time I'm going to be at one of these places, I want to be wrestling on there. And that's how I myself to achieve my goal. So
yeah.
I'm on the independent scene right now. So now I'm just trying to work from there.
Yeah, and there's a lot of promotions that are catching your eye, and you're like, "Ooh, let me try." I mean, I know Loco Wrestling is popular down your neck of the woods.
Loco,
huh?
I've been wanting to wrestle on Loco Wrestling.
Yeah,
they've been killing it. Also, New Texas Pro is also killing it. Shout out to Kiefer Bartek, he's killing it.
Yeah, even Mission Pro Wrestling. I didn't even know that Thunder Rosa. Even shout out to her for that. That's like female wrestling, dude. That's good. It's a good base promotion
right there.
I mean, that's good for her to have show at women's division in Texas, and that experience that they had to, just this recent Dallas WrestleMania weekend, to be a part of that big collective weekend down in Dallas,
Yeah, I actually got to wrestle like 3 to 4 matches WrestleMania weekend, so I was like super grateful for that.
Cool.
It was technically my second year in to where I got to be on WrestleMania, so I was very honored, very grateful.
Did you then you went home and you probably were like, all right, do I watch the 5 hours of WrestleMania the next day or two?
I was like, all right, time to sit my ass down and watch TV now.
Yeah, I mean, hell, we had AEW, we had Ring of Honor going on. Like, it had a whole bunch of things in Dallas, and then Game Changer Wrestling with the Collective, which really like a lot of promotions came to town, like they did there last year. They keep on just adding more promotions and just a great lineup of wrestlers from independent companies all over.
I like it because it gives more wrestlers opportunities just to show what they can do.
Yeah, I mean, if you're down, like, hey, could I help out? Just okay, you'll be an extra today. Be like, you go sit up the ring for something, and okay, I'm a part of this. Cool. Let me get I get a match on the show for the night. If not, then hey, you just say I enjoyed a hell of a lot of good wrestling tonight. Which is a good plus. I'm sure you're like, wow, I deserve this. You could learn a lot.
WrestleMania weekend, I had a pleasure of like meeting a lot of people I haven't met before. Seeing a bunch of friends I know, and like, hey, I didn't know you were here, blah blah blah. One got to meet that I had been wanting to meet was Franco D'Angelo. And if nobody's hasn't heard of him, they're nuts. He's been in the Texas scene for so long, and he just came back.
Wow.
So I had the pleasure to be in the ring with him, and he destroyed me.
But you'll be like, I want a rematch, and it'll come.
Oh yeah, I'll be getting a match with him real soon.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. You run into people and you're like, I really want to wrestle you. People don't realize this local, independent wrestlers that really want a shot at whoever, you want to try them, and you're like, oh man, I'd love to come here at the East Coast. You love to come to the, I'm where I am, Jersey Shore, so we're populated with wrestling. I'm sure you noticed there's a lot of territory,
Exactly. Yeah. There's so many
promotions from like H2O Wrestling to Titan Championship Wrestling, my local company that I love. I shout out to them, and H2O to Game Changer Wrestling, but they're traveling every damn week. It's like, come on, I'll be packing my bags up and go 30-minute ride down to the casino again. At the end of April.
It's worth it though. The drives are worth it.
It is. But I save the money because I don't even drive. My parents pick me up and drop me off. Goodbye. All right. An old fart. Who cares? No. Give them a couple gas dollars. It's like you always say to your friends, here you go. I'm going to hook you up with a couple rides. So I can go here, go there. Mid-South, I've traveled. I've done the trips, It's fun.
I've actually had the pleasure to travel to Colorado from Colorado, basically 12 to 13-hour drive back and forth. And it was an eye opener. I'll definitely say that.
I would, and now I know to go to Chet, since my family's all in the Colorado area. Primo Wrestling is right there in Denver. I like to go there catch their deathmatch tournament at the end of the year. Slave of the Death, they call it, I think. Neil Diamond Cutter always goes out there, or Aiden Blackheart, a couple of guys.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
It's like there's so many people. It's just like I hear so many names. I'm just like, I have to see you a couple times to like remember the name.
Yeah, because you watch them on
the face.
If you catch them on an IWTV or a Fight TV pay-per-view, And do you like to follow any of that? Do you like the Fight TV or the IWTV network?
I actually don't have it. My brother actually has it. He's always, and he always tells me about some stuff. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So he informs me of everything.
Yeah,
and I'm still we're still seeing finding new promotions all the time. We have one we're going to in May for Amarillo, and that's gonna be a 5-hour drive. That ain't nothing.
That's nothing. That's a day out. Yeah, but it's the summertime now, so that'll be a little bit, It'll be a little hot, right? It'll be like the 100-degree weather, kind of almost. No. But anyway, let me ask you this: what's your go-to food after a show? Treat yourself. Good old steak, good old burger, good old this and that. Anything and everything, right?
Usually good old burger from Whataburger, because how late it is, I'm like, that's the main place that's always open.
Damn it. Everybody goes to Whataburger. We don't even have that. We have Burger King, or McDonald's.
It's a big difference.
We do have Five Guys, though. All right, does that count? Five Guys? That's like a shit burger, but
Five Guys, but Whataburger kills it down here.
Yeah, that's a popular chain. That's like people say, "Oh, I got to go to Buc-ee's." This, like Buc-ee's.
Oh yeah,
is the big.
That's basically like a small Walmart in the way.
Yeah, that's what people say. It's like the gas station. It's of course they have that's like trucker gas. Like the trucker, all those trucker stops we always see on TV or we stop at. But I told my friend, you better. I told my friend
traveling to shows, I gotta stop at Buc-ee's.
Yeah, they probably have a good sandwich, a good, just a whatever, right? Like a good sub or
Oh yeah, they got
fried
brisket,
chicken. Yeah.
turkey, melts. All they have fudge. They have like fresh.
How that's insane. That's like going to the boardwalk almost.
Yeah,
Right? That's all it is. You think about it. Like you tourist, hey, all right, go to a boardwalk. Of course, I'm so used to that shit. you know, all we have is seafood, pizza. That's it. Mexican,
you
good
can't go.
Mexican in Texas. Good Mexican in Texas, though. That's what I heard. And
Oh yeah,
if I ever come your way, I stop in. Hey, we're going out.
yeah.
you know,
Get you tacos.
huh? Yeah,
You gotta
yes,
get your street tacos though.
yeah. Or if you go back to Colorado, there's a good place to go. I can't remember the name of it, but it's
Mhm.
delish. Not these
So
Taco Bell
I have a question of how did you find out about me?
through one of your friends.
From Rob. Yeah,
Yes,
Rob's the cool ass dude.
he's a good person. He's got a good, good spot. He's like entertaining. He can tell you.
Oh,
He gets.
that dude has charisma for days.
And I was like, I'm going to reach out to you. He told me to reach out to you. I was like, all right, let me get you on a podcast.
Oh,
Fun
exactly.
conversation.
He had
You
let me
know,
know. Like, yeah, send him my way.
let's have some fun. Let's talk. Let's cut the shit. Because
Mm,
after this, we become good friends. It's
exactly.
in the wrestling community, it's people don't we're far away, but hey, we can joke around, you know, have fun at shows, and just you could always come down and you know see what
Hmm.
it's like on the East Coast. There's so many shows you would love to probably, like I said, Titan, H2O. Um, there's this IWC. But I'm really not friends with. Well, I hate that promotion, but whatever. I've been there once or twice and I stopped going because it's all
Yeah.
my friends. It's all my friends wrestle there, but it's like all right, they do the same matches over and over and over and over. You know. But that's
Hmm.
like typical night of wrestling. Sometimes you get sick. You know how it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this: what are you into? What's your go-to music right now? What are you into?
It's always metal, like just rock in general. Like
Mm,
I like a lot of music. It's just mainly metal, rock. Just
mm,
that's my forte. I go to.
Like right now, man. Right now is like Rancid is hot. Like he just made a new album for Game Changer. It's so fucking awesome. Shout out to Lars for that. You got to check
Yeah.
it out. I'll send it out to you if you don't have it. It's on YouTube too.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty.
Basically, I've been listening to like Bring Me the Horizon since I was in middle school,
Mm-hmm.
and they're
I was,
still.
I was just listening to even though it's like old school country. I was listening to Necro Butcher was on at the XPW show versus Hoodfoot recently. He just
Hmm.
wrestled the guy named Hoodfoot, and I was like, wow, man, here's a throwback tune from back in when he used to come out to the ring all the time, you know. And I thought he was done with death matches, and because he said that. How many times has he said that? And, I'm done with death matches. I'm done. I'm done. He's an old man. Quit it. I just, but I can understand why he
Like
came.
say, like you never retire in wrestling.
No, but you know what? He did it for because I guess they're a Supreme, for California there. Supreme,
Hmm.
was his mentor. You know, also. So you got to pay respects to a man, dude. And I was watching that. You'll go back and watch it. Vic Grims, the dude that fell off that scaffold with New Jack. Holy, still around. He's not wrestling. He was just making an appearance. He looks good. He looks like he could still walk normal. I think his back is fucked up. You know what I mean?
He ain't taking a lot of bumps though.
No, that's for sure. Probably just doing signings. That's it.
He's like, yeah, I'm the guy that got thrown off there.
hmm Yeah, for 25,000 tables up in the. Could you imagine? Oh my god, dude, that was a moment. That was like one of those. She's like catch that, you watch that, and you're like, okay, holy shit, right?
Yeah, once I've been through some tables, so it wouldn't be bad through all those as long as I land on the tables.
But now they're doors, so it's a little bit easier of a, it's a big transition now. Doors are easier to break. Think about it. I'm sure you're noticing that also.
Mhm.
That's a new not AEW, but you know. Shout out to Fuego. He's probably watching this right now, listening to us. What's up, Fuego?
I haven't
Right?
met him yet either, and I'd love to meet him.
Yeah, he's
There's
great.
so many people I want to meet. It's just because I've only been training since 2019, and been on the independent scene since January 1st of 2020. So I'm trying to make my name out there. That's all I can say.
That's what it is, man. Make your name and get noticed and have fun. It's all about having fun.
Oh, that's all I mean. That's what I've learned a lot about of like wrestling, because like some people get lost in like winning and losing, but that doesn't. As long as you're having fun and
and the story, and the storyline goes. The great story. Build the storyline. Your promo. It's the way to do it.
Exactly.
And if you're not doing that, where are you going to be, right? Sitting home on a couch watching yourself drift away. Yeah.
I don't.
No, like a Randy the Ram, right? God.
Hey, he was good in that movie too.
Huh? Yeah, he was, and I was 5 minutes of fame in that movie, so I was proud at my moment to be second row ringside.
Oh, that's cool.
That was seeing him come out the curtain and going outside. I couldn't stop my picture because I was having a smoke, and here he is walking right past me. But man, I always tell people watch that movie. Just a great movie. The story, how it was, and
I had watched it when I wasn't even I wasn't even a wrestler, and it was good. So I should watch. I should rewatch.
My cousin always says we need to watch this at Christmas time. We gotta watch this because to get the family all riled up.
Oh yeah.
But only my old man has been to wrestling. None of my nieces or nephews ever. I will never show them the deathmatch stuff. I will never show them that. They don't know that side of me. I'll take them to a fun show sometime, just to go.
Yeah, let them see that when they're older. You can understand it.
Yeah. That's, I'm sure. Well, of course, Jun Kasai and his children would be learning that when they're older. Or like a Mick Foley. Well, no, he's a grandpa, probably. I'm sure. Who knows? Can you imagine the stories he tells his kids? Oh my God, great kids! Oh, fell off a roof. I fell off a cage. What else?
Oh my gosh, you're so awesome.
Yeah. But anyway, let's wrap this up because you want to get out of here. And I know you have something else. Let's do this again. We have more time. We'll do more about.
And just to learning more about just what it helps me out too.
Absolutely.
And I just appreciate being on here just to get the exposure, man.
Yeah, just tell everybody what you got going on. Like, plug Doug and plug Rob too. Hi, Rob. He's probably watching us too.
At Metroplex Wrestling in Bedford, Texas. They run every single Saturday. And they even have a network where it's network.mpxwrestling.com, and it's only like $5 to $10 a month. And you can even watch all their old shows on there. I even go back just to watch some of my old matches and see when I debuted and be like, damn, I'm way better now.
Yeah, because you improved, now you got some new stuff coming out that moves that you want to try. Yeah, so you gotta be, there's some stuff that people don't, you could learn yourself.
First springboard stunner like last weekend, so I was like, that was fun. So now it's on to something new.
That's awesome. We'll do another podcast with my buddy. He loves talking to shit too, so I'll nail him out of Florida.
Yeah, and you can people can always just catch up on my social medias. It's down there, down at the bottom, Gabe Wilder. For Twitter is Gabe Wilder 93, and Instagram is Rugged Wilder. I post all my recent matches of photos, then usually some little clips every now and then. And then I'll throw some promos on there.
Oh, I think Tommy Prince wants to come on the pod. Oh man, I'm getting these pop-ups. Everybody wants to come on his people want to come on his show now. What's that? Look at that.
Tommy is my brother.
What's that?
Tommy Prince is my brother.
Cool. He's a. I'm gonna have fun talking with him.
Oh yeah,
I'll set that up. I'll set that up with him. That'd be good.
Most definitely.
But hey, Gabe, I want to say thank you, man, for coming on, and definitely we'll do this again. When you have more time to, and we'll figure out the time difference a little bit better. How's that? I'm gonna get the map. I'm gonna print out the chart. Time difference chart for myself. So
I really appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me, and we'll definitely do this again.
Absolutely. You have a good night, my friend.
You too, man.
All right, fans. That was Gabe. That was the rugged Gabe Wilder, and shout out to Tommy Prince, who just popped on the podcast. Twitter, my Facebook page. But gosh, fans, you know what? It's just always great to hear a voice of wrestling. To have somebody new to the scene and talk about their experience of being in the ring and trying their first time stepping through those ropes. It's like I said before, a law behind the ropes. It's a challenge. You don't know who you're going to go against, and competition is out there. Wrestling is something special. Do it for the fans, like we say, and it's not like he says. It's not always for the win or the loss. It's for fun. But fans, my gosh, I'm blowing up podcasts left and right this week. Fans, stay tuned because, man, this week is a busy week of wrestling. Catch me actually tomorrow night, Wednesday night, April 13th at 8 p.m. My guest will be Eddie Martinez. Independent wrestler as well. We'll be talking to him, see what his career is, what he's got going on, and much more, fans. And then stay tuned, fans, as I have another podcast scheduled for Thursday night at 8 p.m. with Berto and Hippo. Stay tuned for that as well. Good night, everybody. Thank you for listening. As we always talk wrestling on the Deathmatch Wrestle podcast. Till next time. Till next time.
You can find more Deathmatch Wrestle podcast on the following. Just hit the like button and share. You can hear the audio portion of Deathmatch Wrestle podcast on Stitcher Radio and on iTunes. Social media, Deathmatch Wrestle podcast on Facebook, Twitter at DavidNJ32, Instagram, DavidNJ36, YouTube, David C. Russell, and DeathmatchWrestlePodcast.com. Podcast City Network, your top source for independent podcasting. Be creative, be yourself. PodcastCity.net. Facebook, Podcast City Network. Twitter at Podcast City Net. Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast merchandise available. PodcastCity.net/shop. Joners Wrestling Podcast Network. Head over to WrestlingWithJoners.com. Follow them on Facebook, Joners Wrestling Podcast Network. Twitter at with Joners _pod. I want to mention Collar and Elbow. collarandelbowbrand.com. Use the promo code Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast and save 10% off when you make a purchase. Deathmatch Wrestle Podcast.